Thank you so very much. You know, a lot of people believe that when women actually break through and reach a position of power, that in turn is going to help fellow females prosper.
But you know what? It doesn't happen. This is according to a recent study. Fox 5's Brooke Baldwin is live at the Prince George's County Office of Employment Services with what's now known as the Queen Bee Syndrome. What does that mean, Brooke?
Right. Well, basically, Gurveer, a queen bee, you may know her. She sits back in, let's say, her corner office. She spends all day talking on the telephone, maybe making some major decisions involving you. But if you're a fellow female, she might also discriminate against you. Do you have a queen bee in your own office space? We hit the streets to find out. Have you ever known a queen bee?
I can't say that I have.
So this woman, would you call her a queen bee?
Capital B.
Ouch. Hopefully her queen bee boss isn't watching. Nevertheless, Mary Germano says sometimes women can be their own worst enemy.
Sometimes they kind of prove their points with the girls and set their standards a little more rigid and higher, and it's difficult to work for them sometimes.
Difficult indeed. At least that is what recent research indicates from the Max Planck Institute for Human Development. The study's lead author found that women are significantly more likely than men to discriminate against female subordinates. That's the phrase queen bee.
She is nasty. He's driven.
But this Rothfull author suggests a different view. Joel Epstein says the study's research might be slightly skewed based upon a male-female double standard.
You might have a subordinate hearing something from their female boss, and they're taking it differently than if they heard it from a male boss. And therefore, male boss, uh-oh, driven, we need to get it done. Female boss, nasty, I hate her.
Lisa Sheets didn't hate her female boss. In fact, she says she was a better listener.
Really. Actually, it was nicer to have a female boss because she could empathize with me.
And Roy Thorne wishes he'd worked for a woman.
Sometimes I think maybe a woman would be an improvement for a boss.
But at the same time,
Never known a queen bee?
Yes, I have. Yes, that's why I'm saying all people are different.
True, everyone is different. So, do you know a queen bee? That's what we want to know. I'll be blogging about it a little later today. Share your thoughts. Of course, you can remain anonymous. We don't want you to lose your job over this, but just log on our website, myfoxdc.com. And guys, from queen bees to co-workers, maybe annoying co-workers, how to deal with the duds at the workplace coming up.
To tread very lightly this morning, don't we, Brooke?
Very lightly. Of course, we don't know anyone like that.
No.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. You know, I've had some pretty nasty male bosses, too. It just all comes down to the person.
It does,
and
absolutely.
their leadership style.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, well, coming up.
This morning we're talking about whether earlier we were talking about the queen bee syndrome. Now we're talking about annoying coworkers. Coming up a little later, we're talking about how to get ahead in the workplace. But back to those annoying coworkers, how do you deal with these people? Take a look.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
oftentimes movies mimic reality. Chances are there's that one person you work with you just can't stand.
And then I wrote a book.
Behavioral expert Joel Epstein boils it down to two types of unpleasant people: the credit stealer and the backstabber.
Egomaniacs, backstabbers, they're programmed to win. The only way to beat them is to lose on purpose.
By lose, Epstein means don't return fire, become an ally, and then move on. And if that doesn't work, drag that backstabber into the boss's office to talk. Then there are the people who steal your ideas, your work, even your credit. Epstein says cover yourself. In the age of email, he says it's real easy. Send a note to the boss.
Hey, boss, just want to let you know, I just thought of this idea. I'm going to run it by so-and-so, and we're going to start working on it. You know, save it, print it. If it ever comes up and it's ever an issue with a raise or a promotion or whatever, you have proof of what's going on.
Just don't take your frustrations out on someone else or, like the movie Office Space, on the copy machine.
Taking short steps, 1 foot at a time, and keep my head low.
Classic movie, Office Space. If you haven't seen it, rent it. It's hysterical. Anyway, so now that you know how to deal with some of the annoying coworkers, coming up in our next hour, we're talking about the top 5 secrets of success, how to get ahead at the workplace, and segueing from that into a live interview with Miss Pam Piper. She is with the Prince George's County Office of Essential Services. There is an expo here in Prince George's County actually tomorrow night, and she is part of that, helping minorities, helping small businesses get ahead in the workplace. We'll talk to her live coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Back to you all.
Yeah, you know, Brooke, one thing is
to get ahead, so we'll have more on that and how you can attend coming up in just a moment. But first, how can you yourself get ahead behind the desk at your workplace? Here are 5 simple steps for success.
is it all comes down to ego.
Joel Epstein is known as the ego guy because of his book. He says in order for anyone to get ahead, rule number 1, check your ego at the office door. Number 2, make an appointment to talk to your boss. Take 10 minutes and say this.
Say, boss, I have a couple of questions for you. I really like working here. My goal and my dream is to do this with this company. Can you help me? Tell me the things that I need to do so I can realize that.
Rule number 3, listen to what people have to say and ask questions. Also, give credit where credit is due. Once you start patting people on the back, they'll soon do the same for you. And the 5th and final rule, know where the finish line is. Is it a promotion you want? Maybe more money, the corner office? Whatever it is, Epstein says, just don't step on others along the way.
You know, the only way to get what you want is to help everyone else around you get what they want.
There you go. 5 simple secrets of success. Speaking of success, again, we're live in Prince George's County.